Namaste to all. On 16th December 2023, my mother-in-law passed away. This is not a personal video to gain sympathy, etc. This is a very, very important, life lesson what I have learned from my, mother-in-law's life. So I wanted to make a quick video to share my thoughts, and whatever randomly comes to my mind, I will try to share with you here. I made a video, I think, 1 week back or 10 days back on what happens at the time of death, just before death, what happens. And I personally experienced the same thing when I was in the hospital near my mother-in-law, and she died in front of me. She breathed her last breath in front of me, and it was a really divine experience for me. Death is, for many people, death brings sadness, death brings tears, and of course it brings sadness because you lose a person. It creates a vacuum. You have seen the person in the house day in and day out, and suddenly that person is no more because the body is burnt and the life is gone. So the person is no more. For sure you will feel a vacuum in the house, but whatever we felt in the house was divine, because the message what my mother-in-law gave before the death was so divine. The way in which she died was so divine for me, at least personally for me, because my mother-in-law is connected to my Acharya for the last 40 years. In fact, her mother also was my Acharya's disciple. That means my mother-in-law's mother, my mother-in-law, my wife, and my daughter, everybody is connected to my Acharya. So that is a long relation between my mother-in-law and my Acharya. And of course, when I say my Acharya, it is Vedic Acharya. So connection towards Vedas is so long. And always, God says in Atharvaveda, do not cry on death of a close relative. So we did not cry for her death. We were welcoming her death for sure, because she was suffering in the hospital. It's good that she passed away without major, sufferings in life, because if she had if she had not passed away, she would for sure, she had a breathing problem, so she should be in oxygen support for her life. So it's God's mercy that she passed away. But the message what she gave 2 days back, before her death, she was having conversation with her daughter, my wife, and in the hospital she could not speak. She was in ventilator support. She was unconscious for some days. When she got consciousness that ये property कुछ भी नहीं है बेटा, सिर्फ महाराज ही साथ देंगे. She told this. She was unable to talk, but she was telling in writing, in expressions, that this money will not come with us, this property will not come with us, nothing will come with us, only Maharaji, means only Acharya, will come with us. And this is a Vedic truth. In Vedas, Rigveda, God says in Rigveda, your parents will not come with you, your property will not come with you, your wife or husband will not come with you, your Acharya will come with you for next 5 janmas. That means God says in the Vedas, if you have a Vedic Acharya, that Acharya will be guiding you in the next Janma to connect you to the Vedic path. And that Acharya will try to connect with you for the next 5 Janmas, and within 5 Janmas he will try that you are attaining moksha. This is the importance of an Acharya in the Vedas, and that is the message my mother-in-law beautifully gave to my, my wife. And when I visited my mother-in-law, my relation with my mother-in-law is extremely close. Normally, when somebody gets married, the distance, the relation between mother-in-law and son-in-law is very distant. It's more formal. It's just namaste, hi, hello, that's it. Greetings for the, if there is a Diwali festival or some festival, birthday, etc., we wish happy birthday, God bless you, beta, that's it. But my relation with my mother-in-law is like mother and son relation. She always used to say to my my wife and her other daughter, etc., that he is first for me. Because of my close connection with the Vedas and my Acharya, me and my mother-in-law always speak about Vedas. We always speak about our Acharya. So we are very close in relation as a son and a mother. So my mother-in-law's death is actually similar to my own mom's death. My mom is very good, no problem. But I'm just telling, my mother-in-law is as equivalent to my mom in terms of my relation and my closeness, basically. So of course I did the Antim Sanskar along with the full family members of my mother-in-law's dead body. And the message what she gave to my wife was really moving to me, and it also strengthened divinity inside me. It strengthened the bhakti inside me and my wife and my wife's sister and also my daughter. And one of the greatest learning what I have learned from my mother-in-law's life is Guru Bhakti. My mother-in-law did not visit my Acharya since 2016. My Acharya asked my mother-in-law not to come to him because she's a very heavy person. She is more than 160 kilogram in weight. So my acharya told, beta, you don't come here because you are traveling 3000 kilometers with this body. You cannot, it is very difficult for you to come here and then do seva to me. So I request you, don't come. You be at your home and you do Agnihotra every day. And my mother-in-law has 40 years relation with my acharya. She obeyed to my acharya's agya. And because of this obeying acharya's agya, I have seen a great transformation in my mother-in-law's life. I have seen my mother-in-law's bhakti increasing day by day in the last 6-7 years. I have seen my mother-in-law never left Agnihotra even for a single day, even if it is like, she was admitted in hospital many times in the last 7 years. Whenever she comes home from hospital, right, she will start doing Agnihotra. And she never misses Agnihotra in her life. She always, whenever she gets time, she chants Agnihotra mantra. Even she is unable to do Agnihotra, she chants the mantra. And even in the hospital, when I met her, I said, Mama, Gayatri mantra bolo. She speaks Tamil, Hindi, etc. So when I speak in Hindi to her, Mama, Gayatri mantra bolo, I asked her. She started chanting Gayatri mantra. I said, are you doing name jap? You must remember only Acharya and name jap. Are you doing that? She said, yes, I'm remembering only my Acharya. She told me, I'm not remembering you, don't worry. I'm not remembering you or your wife or my another daughter or your daughter. I'm not remembering anyone. I'm remembering my Acharya, she told me. And she was not feeling sad that she is going to pass away. She probably do not know that she will die. But when you are in a hospital without food, you are in ventilator support, the mind will become like a child. She was like a child only, but still she remembered my Acharya. That was really like a very great inspiration for me and my whole other family members. That see, this is how we must die. Age does not matter. My mother-in-law died at the age of 71, not the right age to die. The right age to die is 100 years minimum, my Acharya always says. Any death before 100 years is an early death. So it's an early death as per me also. But still, my mother-in-law is an extremely heavy person. For a person who is more than 150 kilograms, to live a life without any support, that means she was doing all the activities by herself, and then she died without giving any pain to anybody else. She was suffering, she was in ventilator support, and she was suffering for breathing in the last 2 days. And even when she was suffering to breathe, she remembered the name of Almighty God. She remembered my Acharya, and she gave the message to my wife that this money will not, whatever money we have, see, I'm going empty handed. She showed the hands. See, I'm going empty handed. I'm not taking anything with me. I'm just taking my Acharya with me. And that is the message of Rigveda. Acharya will follow you, nobody else will follow you. So that is a really great learning for me, and I got tears in my eyes when I saw her last breath. Of course, naturally, due to your attachment to your close relation, the tears will come for sure. And my one more great learning what I have learned from my mother-in-law's life is her boldness. Because she has so much of faith on her Acharya, the boldness what she had. She is extremely bold lady. I have never seen any lady, I have not seen in newspapers or any CEOs of any company or anybody so bold like my mother-in-law. She is extremely bold because of her faith on the Acharya. She always tells me, even when there is my mother-in-law family was or is still dependent on my income, because I used to support them. They are very old, they are not having proper income. She always tells me, beta, don't worry, you are supporting us really good, but if you are unable to support, don't worry, Acharya will take care, don't worry about anything else. She is so bold. Sometimes she did not have money to for necessary kharcha, necessary expense also. Even after my help also, sometimes money is short. She never loses her faith on Acharya. She never loses her let's say the patience on the Vedic path. She says that Ishwar hai na, Ishwar dekh lega, chinta mat karo, sab kuch Ishwar de dega. And that is the this immovable faith on Acharya and the Vedic dharma is a great inspiration to me. And of course it is for sure I can say that she is one of the reasons. She and my wife and my wife family is really a reason for me to come to the Vedic path. And after me coming to the Vedic path, after I started researching more books, Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati book and Upanishads, Darshanas, and after reading my Acharya's various books, I used to read my Acharya's book and discuss with my family. My mother-in-law started she started more seriousness towards. She used to always say me that before you coming to my life, I was just I know only one thing, my Acharya, because he is there with me from my childhood. So I know only one thing, my Acharya. But after you came to my life, you read Acharya's book, and you inspired us to read the books. You inspired us to do Ved Prachar. My mother-in-law used to come to me for Ved Prachar and sit in the stall to sell the Acharyas. We used to go to various towns like Chennai or Bangalore or Mysore or deep interior parts of Tamil Nadu to put bookstalls to sell our Acharya's book. Not sell to earn money. We sell at like 50% discount or 70% discount, just to make sure that people understand that this is a book which tells you about what is Vedas. This is not a Ved mantra translation, but you can understand what is Vedas by reading these books. So my mother-in-law used to come with me. She is a more heavy person, but she still comes and sits in the stall to do Ved Prachar. When somebody comes, she speaks. She's a North Indian lady. She can speak Tamil also. But whenever we go to Tamil Nadu, right, she speaks Tamil in her different style. And then she tried to speak to the people. See, you have to learn from this guy. She used to show me that he's a South Indian. He's a Tamil guy, but he's starting Vedas. You speak to him, understand what is Vedas. So that is a great inspiration for all of us. She tried her best to serve her Acharya. She tried her best to follow the Vedic path until her last breath. And yesterday, after her death, to transport the dead body on the Shamshan Ghat, because most of the people nowadays do not do the Vedic sanskar. They just put in the electrical furnace and burn the body. So arranging wood and burning the dead body is not easy case, especially in Bangalore, etc. So whatever happened to in the last sanskar was a miracle for me. Everything happened like walking on a cake. So it was extremely wonderful experience. Everything is divine, and the main message is remember Acharya. My mother-in-law said, remember Acharya, nothing will go with you. And this is the message always my Acharya says. You have to remember the Vedic Acharya. Only Kapil Muni says, Vedic Acharya can teach you Vedas. God cannot teach you Vedas, because God does not have mouth. God will bring out the Vedas from the mouth of Acharya. God will use the mouth of Acharya to convey the message of Vedas. So, who is the most important person in your life? It is Acharya. And that is the message my mother-in-law gave during her death. And that is what I wanted to convey to you. So we must try to, if you do not have an Acharya, please try to search an Acharya who is a Samadhist yogi. If you do not have an Acharya, you are already wasting your life. There was a quote written by, I think, one of the Shankaracharya disciples, that if your mind is not firmly established on the lotus feet of your Acharya, then this world is of no use to you. And this is 100% truth. And after seeing the death of my mother-in-law, I wrote a small quotation. Death teaches about what is life. Death can teach you such things which no other book can teach you. You can read 100,000 books in your life, but death will teach you that nothing will go with you. Death will teach you that you cannot take your property money. You cannot take even a single needle with you. When I burned the dead body is my mother-in-law's dead body. She is not my mother-in-law. It is a body. Mother-in-law already passed away. Mother-in-law is a Jivatma. So Jivatma cannot take even a needle with that. Jivatma will take three things, as I told in that video. Please see that video if you have not seen that, what happens before that. Jivatma takes three things: Vidya, Purva Prajna, and Karma. Whatever good and bad deeds you have done, that will travel with you. Vidya means Acharya Seva, Ved Vidya. Whatever Vidya you have accumulated in this life will travel with you. And Purva Prajna means your sanskaras. Whatever good and bad deeds, sanskaras you have done, the impressions in your chitta will travel with you. Rest, nothing will go with you. So if you are behind money, try to take a back seat and relax and try to see the life purpose. At the time of death, only one thing, nahi rakshati, only thing which will protect you is Acharya Bhakti, the Ved Vidya. Nothing else. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.